is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? That time I got reincarnated as a slime. I told you guys. I told you guys. Oh, where's all those people in the comments that were like, he's not afraid to tell, or give them names? That's not a problem. He'll be fine. No, I called it just because the monsters are much more superior than they already were, as in the orcs compared to the goblins, or I already know I probably butchered that. I probably said the pigs, but the people that we named this week were on such a grander level than the goblins could ever have been at the point of him meeting them, and to think that he gave names to like a whole bunch of them, it made sense that he falls asleep. But now that we see him, you know, giving names to people who pretty much had the opportunity to almost take him out in a little bit of the fight, um, it's like, so do you guys do you guys understand now this guy's ridiculous? Like, we are looking at one of the crazier characters that really God's lost. Yeah, sick. Um, we're really looking at a character that seemingly can continuously grow. Our main character, that is, and to see him growing in the aspect of actually the direction of getting more people to work for him. Not only getting them to work, but they seemingly like what he's about. So it comes down to just being trustworthy, and I think that is by far the best quality of our of the slime, just because he's so trustworthy. I don't see anybody really portraying him out of all of the people he continuously meets, including since naming him is such a big concept in this world. Um, I mean, we got to remember that these uh, the people that he named already also had names, so he was like overwriting their name, and it still made them more powerful than they already were. So it just comes down to what is truly going to be like a challenge, uh, or are they even going to be challenged now that they have these names and they want to revenge their people? They seem so powerful that, oh man, I'm so sorry. I just woke up and I promise I don't yawn this much on every video. But with Rim naming them and giving them the material pretty much to be able to revenge their people, I feel like they could take out approximately like uh at least 50K like without them being tired of this army that's on the move right now. That's just the confidence I have in the actual power scaling that they might have gotten from just being named by someone like Rim. Um, so to then see that and then go on to the fact that we're looking for the Demon Lord, like the Demon Lord has definitely become a pretty prevalent thing in the series now. That, I mean, sure, we have seen one, but we didn't see him like in the flesh or whatever. Like, we only saw him giving Ifrit away, and that was about it. But if we do continuously um, get these, you know, certain types of fights, or like these battles that are being seemingly going to be built up, like the lizard men coming for help and stuff, asking for goblins' help against this threat, which it does help them at the same time. Like, if you're going to fight someone and you guys live quite close together, like, might as well help each other. That's kind of like what we're getting into here. And I do like that. It really shows you that the characters in the show aren't dumb enough to just be like, huh, 200k enemies. Huh, other people who aren't working with the enemy. Nah, we're not gonna talk to them. Like that's always a problem in shows, but in this show they actually, they know it's a problem, but at the same time they're not dumb enough not to go and actually investigate into some more power for their overall teams and stuff like that. So I do love shows that are pretty coherent to knowing that they're in a pinch, like you should never just be like, "Huh, since I'm in this position, I guess I'll just stay here and die," or whatever the case. So it's like you got oh God, level 33. No, thank you. You gotta you gotta be relatively on point in this show, and I feel like we just earned some of the most dopest characters in the fighting sense. Not only are they dope, we have the old man who still looks like an old man, but supposedly is a little bit younger, and he is teaching, swordsman skills and stuff like that to the goblins. So to think that not only are the goblins going to learn from a master swords master, um, they're also going to have the opportunity to use swords crafted by the dwarfs. Like this nation literally seems like the most intelligent like nation ever, and the only reason why it's being built up is because a slime showed up to a goblin's village, and this is what we get. Like literally this all started just because someone was just left out of a cave and ran into them. Like it's crazy to think how all of this actually took place, and it's actually crazy to know that this is just the start of it. Like there's definitely more people to come. We got the lizard people who seemingly are probably going to join the fray. And with the lizard people or lizard men, if they get named, they could become, almost independent. But at the same time, if we get into the same situation again where he has to name all these people, which when I was talking about I was right and stuff, like someone just told me that he wasn't like worried about naming them and stuff like that. Like that's never came up. Like, oh, that's something I don't want to do. But when we watch this episode, he literally is like, the only risk I have to take is giving you guys names and me losing all my magic molecule or whatever, and falling asleep. And I was like, isn't that the only thing he's like could be worried about? Is just like falling asleep without warning and stuff like that. And that's exactly what happened. He didn't get warned that dealing with those three of them that are very powerful would put him to sleep. And I think my the people in the comments did that on purpose, just not to spoil me because they're good like that. Which I really appreciate, guys. Thank you so much. But if not, come on, you know your boy's on point with these animes. I see these things coming. Just by seeing the power and just by knowing how this slime character acts, it all falls into place just well. Of course, he wakes up with one of my friend's favorite lady characters now, my homie Shy. He definitely loves him, some of the girls with the better assets. But my princess came out looking pretty cute, so let's not forget about how cute my princess looked. Um, I mean, I've never actually thought I'd say that a girl with horns looks that cute, but hey, there's a time for everything in this world, and this world has very cute horned women, so yeah, I will be taking that booty. But overall, man, I honestly was not expecting this episode to introduce the army of people that pretty much took out the people that we run into last week, and to think that they actually have a full-blown army of 200k actually blew my mind. Like, holy crap! these men they're ready to get down. So um, I'm pretty sure we're about to see some actual ridiculous stuff pop off. And I have no problem with that. It's just now we have to see what the lizard men are all about, what they're offering. You know, we see how kind of goofy the king's son is, or not goofy, I guess. He reminds me of someone like a Krillin character or Usopp from One Piece. Like he just seems like when he starts talking, sure he has like the right idea in mind and about stuff, but at the same time, he's probably not the most bravest person that he comes off to, like tell people he is, so really interested to see if he lives up to anything that he kind of gives off. He's kind of saying that he thinks or he's being treated like he's the great, but if he can't do much, then yeah, it's gonna be a interesting overall story in my opinion. But with him showing up and pretty much needing the help of the goblins nearby, I really can see this going in a certain direction, but it's hard to say at this point just because I mean everybody's really prideful in this show pretty much, and if we keep running into more prideful people, then I don't really know how it's going to work out necessarily at the beginning, but usually towards the end, knowing that they're working for or with a good person, they usually change their mind relatively fast. That being said, the person who is naming the pigs um, is someone of the Demon Lord's like army. So for some reason, the Demon Lord has those masks, and he is somehow giving them out, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they have those masks. Well, I guess I do and I don't, because I mean, the mask was given to the girl that we know by the person who like came to kill the demon lord that she was protecting. She fought back, and the person gave her the mask. So does that mean there's multiple demon lords, and these masks are just passed down from them? Because that doesn't seem right, and I don't know why they would have these masks and stuff like that. Maybe to be able to get into other villages easier without giving off their presence or something like that. I'm not sure, but from what we learned this week's episode, we learned that you don't give names to people who are much superior, because he gave like one name and completely passed out. I don't know how he gave everybody a name. You know what I mean? Like somehow everybody got a name, and he supposedly passed out on like the first guy. So maybe he was asleep. Maybe he was asleep, and he's like, oh, that guy's this and this, that, and that, and another. And they all got their names, but yeah, too much power being given out by giving those people names. The one thing too that I keep hearing about, or that I kind of wanted to see more of, or at least get a sneak peek of, is the dragon inside of the main character, and that is because supposedly he can see outside. So instead of him hearing the story from Rim, he's pretty much already literally watching it play out. So not only does he get to see like what choices this slime is going to make, he also gets to pretty much witness the reasoning behind the choices that he's making and all these different things if he can actually see outside. This series is around like 20 something episodes, so with that many episodes and we're only at 10, I think there's a good chance that we could see that the dragon's point of view. But if not, um, I really don't see how hard it would be for them to drop some side content to explain just what the dragon had seen, or even if they want to just take up a whole episode of the dragon and just like what he's been going through, I would be completely fine with that. Maybe not so much to all the other fans and stuff, but the dragon being one of my favorite characters that we've met still to this day on this show. It would be nice to at least get something from him every once in a while, like we did with Ifrit. But other than that, guys, I could go on forever, which I would love to, but we got to come to a close. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this series. I really want to see just where a show like this can truly like end in the sense of like a first season, and if it does end on the first season in the sense of like it ends and it's actually done, or if it ends and there's a cliffhanger to an opening of another season or something. Which one would you guys expect to be more of a hype overall? Because if the Demon Lord is kind of the end game here, and we're seeing that one person who is not even a Demon Lord is giving out names and seemingly making them strong and created a unique orc lord or something like that. So we're really getting into some different topics of types of monsters and just like power in general. So there's a lot being put on the table, and I think that's also a good sign of change or like more beasts just to show up. So we'll definitely get to see where this is going, and I think that's another really fun thing about this show is just getting to see what they have in store for us, honestly, because um, every time we pretty much get these new overall arcs, or if we just get any type of stories, they usually turn out to be some of the better stuff. So I can't wait to see what you guys are saying in the comments down below. Make sure you guys drop me something down there to read. If I said something that you know about, you can correct me. Just be careful of spoiling too much for other people that might come by and read. That's all I ask. I just don't want them to be like, "Oh, I came here and this is a place where everybody just spoils everything, and the leader of it is happy," you know. Because I can give all you guys names and you'll get stronger, you know. That'd be tight. All right, everybody. I'll be dropping another video soon, so make sure you guys subscribe and have that notification bell on if you actually care to be notified about that when it does come out. I'm thinking about dropping a brand new anime to my channel, and it's mainly because it's almost over and I've watched everything up till now, but I've never talked about it on a channel, so I thought it would be pretty cool to give it a spotlight and to give it a good send out because it is pretty well done, but at the same time, where it's ending, it feels like if they are ending it indeed, it's going to be really rushed, and I would love to give my opinion on something that could have seemingly been awesomely finished, but because of the people it's under, it probably will never have that type of finish. So, with that, everybody, thank you so much for the support. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say in the comments. And not only that, I can't wait to talk to you guys in the next one. So, with that, take care, everybody, and peace. Let's go, baby.